help women get going doing what God created them to do. And so I'm a business coach. I help grow businesses, right? I help people start and launch and invest in their own ideas so that they can get the income and the impact that they want. But one of the things that I have found when I am trying to do coaching or consulting with nonprofit founders or with new entrepreneurs, I found that before we can even get into business philosophy, practices, systems, structure, strategy, that a lot of women are struggling with self. Because the way that you manage yourself is the way you gonna manage your business, right? The way you manage yourself is the way you gonna manage your relationship. So I don't even want to do life coaching, but I find myself working with women to help them realize that they are worth the investment. Everything that you're trying to pump into your ideas, into your endeavors, into your businesses, you got to pump that in you first. And so I want to share with you all some of the things that I share with my clients, because listen, I just want to coach people to start their businesses, scale their businesses, but I can't do that until I get us until I get women to recognize that you the first business that you gonna run and manage. It's you. You the first business that you gonna take care of. Before you become a parent, the first person that you are responsible for nurturing and taking care of and providing for is self. So let's do that today, okay? Because hopefully, if you decide to invest in your own ideas or want to start, stabilize, or scale your business, I can help you with that one day. But I can't help you with that if you don't take care of self. So the first thing I want to talk about is this re-series. I want to reveal the true you. I want you to optimize you so that you can optimize strategies and systems and the structure for your business and be successful. Okay, so in this re-series, the first we're going to talk about every re that y'all want to talk about. But the first re that we're going to talk about is I want us to reset and reflect. Okay, how many of y'all are like me? You started with some strong goals for 2025. You're like, this going to be my year. I'm going to crush my goals. I pick a word for every year, and I decided this year I was only picking 3 goals for each quarter. I was not going to overwhelm myself. Just 3 things: spiritual, financial, and like either personal or professional, right? And I got through the first quarter and I hadn't done nothing. March, I hadn't done nothing. And so I had to go back through this framework to reset, and I want to share this this framework with you. All right? So this has really helped me to reflect and get restarted on trying to make the impact and the income that I want. I work for myself, right? I don't clock in anywhere. So if I don't get it, it's not got. And so it's important. Oh crap. It's important that like I am activated and I have like I keep the momentum in my business and like crushing my goals. So I want to share with y'all really quickly this framework to help y'all. Okay. So the let's see if I can pull it up. Bear with me just a little bit, because the mosquitoes is tearing my black butt up. Okay, so here we go. I want us to look at 3 areas. I thought I was gonna get in there, but maybe I'm not. Oh, I'm connecting to the wrong one. Okay, sorry. This is a shame when you don't even know your own Wi-Fi password. But here we go. So, okay. So, if you're like me in the first quarter, maybe even second quarter is not going as well as you wanted to, or you didn't finish out the second quarter how you wanted to on reaching your goals, personally or professionally, I need you to do 3 things, okay? I need you to reflect so that you don't repeat. And there are 3 areas that you need to do reflection in. Really quick, write this down. We're not going to be on here long. I need you to reflect, not review. So I don't want you to get confused with reflect and review. Reflect is an introspective, a deep analysis that involves self-awareness so that you can make revisions. Reviewing is just reading. So I don't need you to just read out the goals that you set for quarter 1 and quarter 2. I need you to do some introspection with a high level of self-awareness so that you can make the appropriate revisions. Okay, and what are you reflecting on? 3 areas. Write this down. Self. The second area is systems. And the third area is success metrics. Okay, write that down. Three things. This is what I tell my coaches. Y'all are getting this for free, what people pay for, okay? Because y'all, we got to stop. Our kids, our businesses are paying the cost because we're not taking care of ourselves right. Okay, so self, what are we reflecting on? What did you do and what was left undone? You need to objectively assess the why. I believe that there are major categories that can determine why you did or didn't do what you set out to do. Okay? Was it boredom? Some of us are just bored. And we watch Netflix and we go to brunch dates and we do all of these things out of boredom. And some of us have we're busybodies. We do the things we want to do instead of doing the things that we have to do, right? And so, was it boredom? Was it busyness? Or were you really burdened down? Like, did you have more bills than you have money? Were you stressed out? Were your kids acting up? Were you in a tough spot in your relationship, right? Like, you need to be able to reflect what did you do and what didn't you do and the why behind it, right? So I hate when people say, like, they just didn't want it enough. Girl, I did want it enough, but I had stuff going on with my kids. And before I can be worried about a business or professional development or a relationship or looking for a partnership, like, I got to make sure that my kids' emotional health is straight, right? Or my own emotional health is straight. So I want you to look at that. Was it boredom? Was it busyness? Or were you actually burdened down, right? Because if you don't reflect on the reason why and make some revisions to that area, you're going to repeat. You're going to repeat third quarter and fourth quarter, and you're not going to end up crushing your goals. Okay? So the next thing I want you to look at is systems. Oh, it probably would be helpful if I tell you, like, I can't just tell you to reflect on that and then not make necessary revisions. And here's what I will say. There are some areas in our lives where we have got to reflect on our choices, and we have to see what are our values, because you're going to have to make a decision. If you're burdened down about something, you've got to make a decision. And it's really hard to make a decision when we are not clear on our values. Okay, so it's hard for me to make a decision to leave a job if I don't really believe that nothing is more important than my emotional health, right? I can talk a big game, like my emotional health, my peace is priceless, this, and this. But then if I start talking about losing my paycheck, then it's like, oh, well, shoot, I'm going to just pray and fast and ask God to give me grace. Yeah, so sometimes we make inconsistent decisions, or we don't make difficult decisions about things that are burdening us down because we are not clear. We have a value misalignment, okay? So I need you to do some work on your values so that you can get to decision making more quickly, all right? Okay, systems. So here's something I tell my coaches all the time. Success is often not the lack of a strong strategy, but a lack of good systems. When I'm talking about systems, I'm talking about the platforms that allow us to do what needs to be done, right? So I have a coaching business. If I didn't crush my goal of getting 10 coachees in the last quarter, 10 new coachees in the last quarter, was I just not disciplined and I let life's challenges get in the way? Did I spend too much time on Netflix? And then the second thing you want to look at is your systems. Was I trying to get coachings on LinkedIn or Facebook? That's a system. Systems help you do the work more easily, right? And so when you're looking at your systems, I suggest a singular system. If you're trying to be on LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, you ain't omnipresent. You ain't even got a presence on one. Pick one. And the way you do that is you reframe your thinking to, I'm not starting small, I'm starting strategic. I'm starting singular. And where I start doesn't have to be where I am. Okay? So I want us to review our systems if we're not seeing the impact and income that we wanted to see, and if we're not crushing our goals. So for instance, if you had a goal to lose 10 pounds and you didn't go to the gym, okay, so what was the system, what was the vehicle you were gonna use to lose 10 pounds? You need to address your system. If you don't like to get up, you don't like to go in there where everybody got their tripods out, you don't want to be in nobody's film, well baby, you're gonna have to pick another system. You're gonna have to start doing some stuff at home on YouTube, right? You need to make sure that your system is working with you and not against you. Okay? The system needs to make sense for you, and you need to pick one system. Okay? And then you need to reevaluate your success metrics. Them the three. That's the three. We want to reflect so that we don't repeat. We want to make the revisions on self, on system, and success metrics. Like, let's be real. Some of our success metrics are unreasonable. So, and it's not that it's unreasonable, but sometimes we think the time bound, like we time bound it to say we wanted to do this in 1 month. Well, it's nearly impossible to lose 30 pounds in 1 month. So we need to reevaluate our success metrics. Make the success make sense, not stress you the hell out. Okay? You starving yourself. I said I want to lose weight. I was even like, I'm going to ask my stepdad for his Ozempic that he ain't using no more. Like, girls, I'm going to stress my damn self out. Stop. Like, make it make sense, right? And so, yeah, those are the things that I need you to reflect on. Self, systems, and success metrics. All right? Then I need you to re-up. It's a new quarter. You got 6 months, 5.5 months left in the year. Did your strategy not work, or did your systems not work? Was it a self thing? I want you to pick one area out of self, systems, or your success metrics that you think you need to pay the most attention to and make revisions there. Because if I tell you right now, look at every single one of these and I want you to make a change in it, that's hard to maintain. Pick one. All right? Pick one area. Don't throw your goals away. Don't throw your dreams away. Stop blaming God because you ain't achieved everything. It's like, you promised me that you was going to open the windows of heaven. Child, if he opened them, you wouldn't even know that they was open because you ain't got the systems to be able to see it. I be cracking myself up. But anyway, that's it. I'm out of here. So that's our first read. Next Thursday, we will talk about relationships. So again, I am a business coach. That air conditioner was loud, right? But I am a business coach. that helps women struggling with finances and fulfillment invest in their own ideas to start seeing the income and impact that they want. But one of the things that I'm seeing is that women who desire to, like, yes, I'm going to invest in my own ideas, I'm going to launch my business, I find that they don't have a solid foundation. Like, they haven't quite come into the realization of their true self, and they are not honoring themselves. And so they get into this cycle of starting and stopping and getting stuck. And so I want to help you get unstuck this summer with our re-series. So we just talked about reflecting. I want you to crush the rest of your goals. Pick one to reflect on: self, systems, or your success metrics. And then next week we're going to talk about relationships. Because, Lord, if I ain't trying to help people navigate self, I'm trying. A lot of my coaches come in burdened down because of relationships. This hyper dependence on self, this inability to trust people because they've been hurt, trying to pick partnerships that are profitable and not painful. I'm going to give you everything that I'm giving my coachees, because I ultimately, like, I'm not going to lie, I want to work with you as your business coach. I want to help you stabilize, scale, and start your business. But I can't do that until we get through this series and you are ready to really start the work on your business. Because the most important work that you'll ever start on is yourself. Because it's not just about what you do, it's about who you become. All right. Next Thursday, we'll be back on relationships. Bye. Oh, wait. Anybody still on here have questions? I'm real bad at just talking. Let me see. I don't think so. Okay. Well, if you're watching this later and you have a question or you have a read that you want me to cover, we'll be doing relationships next week. But if you have anything that you want me to cover specifically about a business, a nonprofit, or starting a coaching or consulting practice, let me know. I'll go over that stuff too. All right, see y'all next week.